Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Friday morning. I think we're still in March. I don't know for sure, but I think we're finishing up the month of March and about to come into April. Coach Michael Burt, I believe everybody needs a coach. I believe a good coach can change your life. I'm sitting on the second floor of our house in Florida. Always wanted screened-in porch, and lucky enough, was able to find a house down here that had that. So I've got a group of couples down here called the honey badgers. And a honey badger is a tough little, it's said to be one of the toughest animals in the animal kingdom. It's a rough and tough little animal. And it's a real estate group. And we have all these couples down here. Okay, and so their group is called the Honey Badgers, and they asked me, could we do a Living with a Monster couples retreat, except call it Living with a Honey Badger. So we've got 14 couples from this Honey Badger Nation down here at the house with us. They came in yesterday, and they're here last night, and today we're going to be working through how do you live with an obsessed person. Angela, how do you live with what we call in our coaching program a monster producer? How do you live with someone who is driven, someone who has ambition, someone who has big dreams? How do you make it all work with family and kids and life, and right? And it's kind of based on my wife's book called Living with a Monster. And, so Natalie and I this morning in preparation, we're sitting down in the living room with their son, and just talking about what are the challenges, Brianna, that people face. What are the challenges that people face when they're married to somebody who's got big dreams and big goals and a big engine? And it took me back to a sermon that I listened to from Jimmy Evans. Jimmy Evans is a pastor that started Marriage Today with him and his wife. That's a person I listen to a lot in the morning, and he has these sermons about Solomon and King David, right? Some of the great people in the Bible. And then he has a sermon called "What Does Success Really Mean?" And he talks about Solomon had a steam in the engine. David had a steam in the engine. What's up, Pastor Ken? You could probably talk about this. You're probably more qualified than I am to talk about it. But these people that did great things had a steam in their engine. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain why some people are very driven and some people are kind of driven and some people, right, Daniel? Now, in that sermon, Daniel Hodges, he talks about that steam coming from pain, right? And he talks about King Solomon, and he said there's really three things people do with that pain in their life, Clayton, is they motivate it, which means they just work, and they work, and they work, and they work, because they don't want to be quiet, and they don't want to be alone, and they don't want that, right? So they motivate their pain. Then some people medicate their pain, meaning they escape. Drugs, alcohol, addiction, fantasy world, whatever. And some people meditate on that pain. They just stew. They stew on it, and they just get more mad and more mad and more mad, okay? So, what Daniel Hodges is talking about here, okay? My neighbor's dog always gets up in the morning when I start doing these videos, and I'm always appreciative of that. Now, good morning, Malcolm. So when you think about this concept of where does steam in the engine come from, and I was telling my wife that that a lot of big-time people, man, if they don't have a fight, they find one. If they don't have an adversary, they find one. If they don't have a drama that would motivate them, they find one. There's steam in the engine that it's hard to explain. Well, when you are married, if the other person doesn't have that steam, and the other person doesn't have that drive, another person doesn't have that, then it's really creates a lot. It can create a lot of frustration because you're like, man, you don't understand this engine. This is a V8 engine right here. This ain't a V4 engine. This is a V8 engine. And it's got big dreams and big goals and big ambitions. And the answer is always yes. Now tell me what the question is, because this is how we get here. So we're going to talk a lot about baselines with the family. How do you have a consistent baseline with the family so that you make sure you do everything, because you could be a successful failure. See, that's a book I may write at some point called The Successful Failure. It's a person that by the world standards, you look at them and you say, well, that's success, man. Money, fame, power, looks, status, position. But they're not successful in all areas of their life. And this is what really becomes tough for the monster producer or the honey badger, is how do we not let, Covey said something that will stick with me forever, said, success in one role doesn't justify failure in another role. Right, D. Hodges? So can't be a successful businessman but a lousy husband, or a successful businessman and a lousy dad, or a successful failure, right? So these are concepts we tackle over here. Now, I'm not saying I have the answers, folks. Okay? That's right. Pure love is the powerful steam. I'm not saying I have the answers to these, but these are big questions that we tackle when we do these couples retreats. So if you're out there and you're ever thinking about coming to one of these couples retreats, it's about alignment, it's about vision, it's about understanding. It's about going to another level with each other. We're going to go through the exercise, the gap in the gain, where you recognize each other's progress. I mean, there's all kinds of things we're going to do, but more importantly, we're going to spend a couple days just getting ourselves together. All of this ties into the things I do, man. Right, John Hart? It ties into purpose to profit. It ties into, the taking your message to the world through the school of speaking. It ties into being a person of interest. Everything I do is intentional congruence. That means everything feeds everything. So, hope you have a great day. I believe everybody needs a coach in life. My next event, guys, April 5 and 6 at the Lodge. We've already got 20-something people coming to that, called Purpose to Profit. You get in a room with me, I'm telling you, you get in a room with me, man, it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a good thing, I promise you. That's what everybody says, man. Being here in person changes the game. Being with you in person changes the game. So Purpose to Profit, April 5th and 6th. Got the Michael Burt School of Speaking, Coaching, and Publishing in May. Got two couples retreats in April. One at the Lodge, one down here. If you want to come to the one down here and go through this, man, I'm telling you, to get on the same page with each other, what you can do is really, really remarkable. So, everybody needs a coach. Pastor Ken, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, and appreciate all of you guys for watching me, believing in me, fighting for me, telling your friends about me, sharing these with other people. These go straight to YouTube, by the way. Thank you for that, and hope to see you out on the road somewhere soon. Thank you. You guys have a great day. God bless you.
Before I get started, there is one very important question I have to ask you.
Coach Michael Burt, Monster Producer Academy CEO. He's a personal friend of mine.
What good is it to have knowledge with no desire? What good is it to have desire with no skill? What good is it to have knowledge and skill with no confidence?
A big part of activating your prey drive is finding and refining your talent. This is something that helps you get to the next place.
People are made up of 4 parts: a body, a mind, a heart, and a spirit.
You need to know you, and then you need to have an awareness, and sometimes you don't even know what you need.
So all 4 parts of our nature have to be clicking. Your hard skill solves my problem. The bigger the problem, the more money people will pay to solve it.
Everything is valuable to your future. What I'm really paying you for is your past.
A monster producer combines multiple skills to dominate a market.
When you get to wake up every day and do what you love doing, man, it is hard not to be motivated.
They think at a higher ordinance than everybody else. They want to create new things.
I have a conviction about me, and that's the conviction that you feel when I talk, when I speak. It comes across as passion.
You got to learn how to connect to another person at such a deep level that it moves them. You have goals, you have targets, but you don't have a sense of urgency.
They're going to exchange money, energy. They're going to raise capital. They're going to start new businesses. There's going to be joint ventures.
I think your purpose finds you. It is activated. The word activate means to initiate.
Discipline, which is a derivative of the word disciple, which means to give yourself to a person or cause you believe in. Do you believe in your future, yes or no?
When we know better, we do better. Finding the problem that you are uniquely qualified to solve, and you don't know what problem you really solve for whom, then there is no big financial exchange right there. You should leave here thinking bigger today than when you came.
And I want to shake your hand and look you in the eyeball when you make this decision. Thank you. We'll see you in the back. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.